FIFA Ultimate Team has made more than $15 billion since its release, but somehow it's still pay to win more than 15 years later. So today, we're going through the entire history of Ultimate Team to find out how we got here and why EA made more than $10 billion in the last 5 years alone. But going back to 2009, when Ultimate Team was first added to FIFA, except it secretly started 2 years earlier, when EA tested out this concept in a completely different video game, UEFA Champions League 2006-2007, which was the beta version of Ultimate Team, giving us the first FIFA card ever created, except it wasn't well liked by the community. So even though it had pack openings and no FIFA points, EA abandoned this for the next 2 years, which takes us all the way to FIFA 09, because on March 19, 2009, EA officially added Ultimate Team to the game, a game mode responsible for broken monitors, KSI OLGWT, and why I'll never find true love. But the first version of this game is completely different from what we're used to, because instead of division rivals and FUT champs, the only 2 game modes you could play were online seasons and tournaments, which would give you an overall skill rating if you won on a higher difficulty. But even in 2009, EA still found a way to make this pay to win, giving you an option to add Microsoft points as the first microtransactions to buy packs. But in 2009, the only good players you were able to pack were high-rated gold cards, Team of the Weeks, and the very first promo, Team of the Year, which featured the first cards like 94 Ronaldo and 96 Lionel Messi, a promo that would stay in the game to this very day. And if you were lucky enough to pack a Team of the Year like John Terry, he would sell for more than 2 million coins, because FIFA 09 revealed the first primitive version of the transfer market, allowing you to buy and sell players with coins you earn from playing games. But they had another feature that we'll get to way later in the video, trading, which would transform FIFA forever, allowing you to offer players in exchange for the player that you wanted. Except this would later come to cost EA hundreds of millions of dollars. Which takes us to the very next game, FIFA 2010, which was the first FIFA that focused on squad building and upgrading your team. And EA started a trend that would last for the next 10 years. Because in FIFA 10, chemistry is a lot more complicated than it is today. There are green lines and hyperlinks between players to get chemistry to add up to 100. And every single player has a preferred position that they can play. So if you wanted them to play a different position, you'd have to apply a position modifier, allowing you to take a striker from striker to center forward to cam to center mid to even CDM, allowing you to build some insane looking teams, a trend that would stay until FIFA 23. But it wasn't just about their position, because every player had a preferred formation as well, meaning if you chose to play a different formation, your player would be off chemistry and play worse in game. But besides team building, FIFA 10 also gave us the addition of Team of the Season, where EA would release one big team with the best players from the previous season, a promo that would stay in FIFA until this day, except it was a lot different 15 years ago. Because in FIFA 10, EA would release lightning round packs in the store, offering 50k packs that would actually sell out, giving you a chance at packing somebody insane. And even if you didn't get one of the good Team of the Seasons, getting one of these blue players was a big deal, because unlike today, every single pack was tradable. But over the next 3 years, EA didn't change much. FIFA 11 gave us improved gameplay and multiplayer tournaments, but it was still the exact same game, with the biggest addition being the catalog, an early primitive version of the season progress objective, where you'd earn XP from playing games that you could exchange for coin bonuses or pro clubs customizations. And similarly in FIFA 12, this game didn't change much either. EA improved the quality of the game and gave us the addition of chemistry styles, allowing you to boost stats on individual players, but there wasn't much more to do with the exact same game modes that we've been used to, which will take us all the way to FIFA 13. And yet again, EA didn't add anything crazy to this game, but the reason this game was so incredible is because YouTubers started making the game fun again, where YouTubers would play games against each other and use the trading mechanics to wager cards. And while trading and pink slips made this game enjoyable, this led to a massive problem for EA buying coins, because you could list a bronze player on the market and sell them for more than 20 million coins, giving you the best team in the entire game for a reasonable $20, something that would change FIFA forever. Because we're moving on to FIFA 14, and this is when the game started changing for the better, because for the first time ever, the main focus of FIFA was Ultimate Team. And in FIFA 14, we saw the addition of legends, the early versions of icons, giving us Romario, Ruud Gullit, and 95 overall Pele. And unlike the FIFA we're used to, legends were incredibly rare, with only 10 Pelés released in the entire game. But not only did FIFA 14 give us the addition of legends, but we saw brand new promos. And even with Team of the Week, Team of the Season, and Team of the Year already in the game, FIFA 14 added Man of the Match, International Man of the Match, and Record Breakers, creating the most unique teams in FIFA to this date. Except squad building was changed even more with the addition of a new chemistry system, because EA got rid of the preferred formation for each player and replaced it with chemistry out of 10, allowing you to create green hyperlinks to your player to get them on perfect chemistry and make your entire team up to 100. But FIFA 14 wasn't done there, because this game also gave us one of the most nostalgic game modes of all time, the FIFA 14 World Cup mode, which was an entirely separate game mode within Ultimate Team that allowed you to play online and offline tournaments. And with the bonus of one of the best soundtracks of all time, FIFA 14 was the greatest FIFA we had ever seen, which takes us all the way up to FIFA 15, which is the start of the downfall of FIFA. Because even though they added new features like concept squads and loan players, they removed one of the biggest features ever, trading. Because to combat buying coins on different websites, EA introduced price ranges, a concept that would stop us from listing bronze players for millions of coins. And because of this, EA made sure that the only way to get the best players in the game was once again buying FIFA points, marking the start of pay to win, the biggest flaw in all of FIFA. Which takes us to the very next game, FIFA 16, which like FIFA 15, it wasn't much better, because FIFA 16 gave us the addition of women for the first time, something that I know nothing about in real life, but in FIFA, they were added to kickoff mode, giving us only international women's teams. But because you couldn't use them in Ultimate Team, it never caught on and never became popular. So the only good feature that was added in FIFA 16 was FUT Drafts, the first new game mode since FIFA 14. And this new game mode was massively popular, taking over YouTube with creators like Road to Shaw competing to have the highest rated FUT draft of all time. But overall, FIFA 16 is known as one of the biggest busts in all of FIFA history, which takes us directly into the next FIFA, FIFA 17, which is one of the most liked FIFAs of all time, because after the horrible reviews from FIFA 16, they had to implement a ton to save this franchise. So in FIFA 17, we were given squad building challenges, known as SBCs, where you could submit your unwanted players and low-rated gold cards in exchange for packs and good players. But unlike today, you actually needed chemistry to complete these, making it difficult to obtain high-rated players. But not only did they add SBCs to the game, but one of the biggest and most popular game modes of all time, FUT Champs, because FIFA 17 had the first version of the Weekend League. But instead of the normal tournament that we're used to, this tournament used to be 40 games long, taking days to complete, playing 40 games in just one weekend, except it was worth it. Because unlike today, the rewards from 2017 FUT Champs guaranteed you somebody insane, giving you tradable Team of the Week picks, red inform picks, and more than hundreds of thousands of coins worth of packs. And for those that were going 40-0 every single weekend, there was a top 200 list in the world, giving you better weekly and monthly rewards from FUT Champs. But outside of Ultimate Team, FIFA 17 also gave us one of the most fun game modes we've ever seen, The Journey, with Alex Hunter, which was similar to a player career mode, except you started in the youth academies as a kid. You would make decisions about which academy to go to, your friends and family, that would impact the rest of your career. And towards the end of this game mode, you actually earned Alex Hunter that you could use in Ultimate Team. And even though this card wasn't very high rated, it was still a game mode that was a lot more fun than moments that we have today. But the one feature that made FIFA 17 one of the best FIFAs of all time was the addition of new promos. Because not only did we still have Informs, Legends, Team of the Seasons, and Team of the Years, but EA had added Player of the Month, a primitive version of Heroes, ones to watch that get upgraded throughout the year, and even holiday promos, like Ultimate Scream for Halloween and Movember for players with facial hair. Which takes us all the way to the last decent FIFA, FIFA 18, which was not well liked by the community, but for me, is still one of the greatest FIFAs. Because in FIFA 18, EA removed legends from the game and replaced them with icons. The exact same thing, except there were 3 versions of every player, a base, middle, and icon moments card. But even with the new cards, EA added 2 new game modes, with one being a lot better than the other. Because the first game mode they added is still in FIFA today, Squad Battles. An offline game mode that used to require 20 games every week and actually gave you decent rewards, except playing online was not popular, and people got bored of it very quickly. But the second game mode that was added in FIFA 18 was again something that had a lot of hype, the World Cup game mode, which just like in FIFA 14 was one of the greatest things that ever happened in FIFA. And what made this game mode different than FIFA 14's World Cup game mode was the addition of icons, giving us SBCs that we could submit World Cup players into that would guarantee packs and icons, which for me is one of the last great game modes that EA has added. Because we are moving on to FIFA 19, the start of the Dark Ages. Because in FIFA 19, the only thing that was new is the addition of time finishing, a new mechanic that only made the gameplay harder. And even though the gameplay was becoming slightly more realistic, it still felt like the same game we had been used to, and it was even more pay to win than before. So the only game mode that was changed in FIFA 19 was Division Rivals, which was already featured in the previous 10 FIFAs, but they changed the name. Focus on getting to Division 1 and marking the start of competitive FIFA, which takes us all the way to FIFA 20, another game that was not well received, because over the last 3 years, people had grown tired of the journey with Alex Hunter, so EA removed this altogether and replaced it with a new game mode, Volta, otherwise known as FIFA Street, which was a 5-a-side game mode that at the beginning was actually fun. Players enjoyed it, but just like Squad Battles, there were no good rewards. So without enjoyable gameplay and the focus on buying packs to earn good players, people got tired of FIFA, which will take us all the way into FIFA 21, another disappointing game. And the biggest revolution that happened in FIFA 21 was the start of next-gen consoles, allowing players to switch to an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, which gave us better graphics and less lag than ever before, but it was still the same exact game that we were used to, with no new features or game modes to change the game. And this continued all year long until the last great game, FIFA 22, because in 2022, we saw the addition of hero cards. Players that retired and had great careers, but weren't quite good enough to become icons. Players like Ginola, Abidi Pele, and Joe Cole, which introduced a whole new version of players to grind for. However, they introduced something that would change this game forever, and that's promos every week. Because in FIFA 22, EA released more than 34 different promos. And while that made the game interesting at first, it actually ruined the game, because all the players that you were grinding for and working towards got outdated just a couple weeks later. Meaning that if you wanted to keep up and have one of the best teams to compete in FUT Champs, you had to buy FIFA points and buy store packs, making this the biggest pay-to-win game we've ever seen. And this was clear because from FIFA 22 to current day, EA has earned more than $4 billion, setting a record in the video game industry. Which takes us to FIFA 23, the last official FIFA. And going into this game, we had more excitement than any FIFA in history because of the Winter World Cup, meaning that we were expecting one of the very first promos in this game to be the World Cup game mode. Except in FIFA 23, this was one of the biggest disappointments the community has ever had, because instead of giving us a game mode like FIFA 14 and FIFA 18, it wasn't a game mode at all. EA gave us objectives and online friendly, grinding for players within Ultimate Team already that were the exact same ratings as their previous gold cards. And even though they disappointed with this game mode, they did introduce something that I've grown fond of, the brand new chemistry system, which got rid of the lines and hyperlinks between players and focused on chemistry for the team as a whole, which made it easier to get your team on full chemistry and build more creative teams than we've ever seen. But after FIFA 23 takes us to the current age of FIFA, EAFC, the year that EA Sports officially split from FIFA because they thought they could make more money on their own. And in EAFC, this started a whole new addition of elements to the game, with the biggest of all of them being women in Ultimate Team, something that the community hated at the very beginning, but soon they learned to love it, giving us even better players to use in-game like Rolfo, Hansen, and Alexia Putellas. But the other aspect of FC24 that had been talked about forever was evolutions, allowing you to take a normal gold card and upgrading it to one of the best cards in the entire game, which was an incredible concept at the beginning of the game, except it quickly lost its excitement, maxing out at low ratings, and these cards were outdated very quickly. But the final new feature that was added to FC 24 is something that's still in the game today: playstyles, which was the first time that EA had focused on gameplay in a very long time, giving players special abilities and broken mechanics in game like the finesse shot playstyle plus. But just like everything else, this made the game more fun, but it was also more ratty and more competitive. So even with the split from FIFA, this game was more competitive and more pay to win than we'd ever seen in previous years. Which takes us to the current state of the game, FC 25, which in the entire history of FIFA Ultimate Team has the lowest ratings ever. And even though FC 25 gave us Rush, the replacement for Volta, a new 4-a-side game mode, players did not enjoy the gameplay at all. With some of the biggest glitches and broken mechanics that we've ever seen, the only way to make this game mode fun was to spend a ton of money to buy promo cards. And while FC 24 and 25 haven't looked great so far, the focus of EA in the future is to fix gameplay and go to competitive game modes, with title updates every week to try and nerf broken mechanics like the step over speed boost. EA is leaning towards FC Pro and their high level gameplay. And if they're able to get rid of pay to win and make this fun again, the future of FIFA could be bright. But let me know which features you want to see added and what your favorite FIFA of all time is. And if you like this video, make sure to check out what would happen if Messi and Ronaldo were never born. Peace.